Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Hey guys, and we are back again with issue 18 of Build the Legendary Cyborg Robocop. How outstanding is this, guys? We're moving along really steady with this model, and we're so proud to show you what's inside today's magazine before we get started on building our Robocop. Here's inside the magazine. Alright, designing Robocop number 5. Okay, it looks like they're going into a little phase here, so that's kind of cool. Alright. Yeah, this scene, I mean, wow, amazing. This one, him coming out of the little gas station in Dallas that they did the filming at. That's amazing. All right. But other than that, guys, that's all they give us for a little tidbit there, because we're gonna get down to the meat and potatoes. So let's get onto the bench and start getting on to step one of building our Robocop for issue 18. All right, guys, and we're here. We're back at the bench with issue 18's plastic wrapped everything up in here, and it looks to me like we are going to be working with some knee joints here. So yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open so we can get it started on this step one. Okay guys, so we have all the parts here for 18, and we're doing really well. So let's go ahead and start with what we need for items for step one. All right, guys, so for step one, we have here our little clamp piece, and we have the bolt and our two SP screws, and then our other little point here. So what we're going to do is obviously we're going to end up making these two connect. But before we go ahead and do that, we got to put that bolt in. So you just place this sucker right up inside. All right, goes right in there. Then you take your CP screw, kind of just get it set up. All right. Once you get it set up, put this little piece down. It's a little finicky, okay? So we'll get that started. All right. So there's that. It's there. We're good to go. So what we're going to do now is line it up for sure where it needs to be, right there. Put in the SP screw. Get it started. There it is. It's all started. Then you come in and you grab yourself a little SP screw. All right. And now we have both SP screws in. Now you don't want to have it too tight because remember it's plastic, it's super thin. So you just want to put it in there nice and easy. So now that it's in there, everything is good to go. Nothing's moving, and we're good to go. Because if you put this in too tight, I'm just going to let you know that plastic piece will crack, and if it does, not good for you guys. Not good, because then you got to find a way to get another part. So without further ado, we're going to move on to step two. All right, guys. So for step two, we have our spring, and we have part 18C, okay, the fit the gear. So you put your spring in, just like so. Then you take your gear, all right, and you're going to place it up so that way the gears are facing you. And you get to put it and slide it in. Once you slide it in, it should fit no problem. But we're having a little complication here getting it to line up. There it is. All right. So we have it all lined up, ready to go. All right. Look at that. Works pretty good like a charm. All right. Doesn't say how far down it needs to go, but that's what we're going to do. We're just going to mark it down as much as we can, as far as we can, I guess, and then we're going to move on. So that's it for step two. Okay, guys, here's the great adventure. We have our screw here, okay, which we know is going to meet up with our bolt that we had here. We have our gears, and we have this little gear here, okay. So you're going to take 18A, okay, which is this piece here. Then you're going to take 18E with these long sides, and then the two holes are going to face up. You're not going to have it facing the other way. All right, and then you're going to do this. So basically, as long as you see the L, then you're doing it right. So then you're going to place this in. Okay, it's going to fit nice and snug in there. Outstanding. Okay, place it in there. Everything's good to go. All right. So now that it's in there, everything is great. Now that it's in there, our next job is to take some BP screws, and we're going to be screwing in a BP screw, and that is for this piece. We're going to take one BP screw here and one BP screw down here, and all we're doing is taking this and attach it to this. Okay, so once this is attached, then we take the BP screws and we do what we need to do. So now that we have our BP screws, I'm going to go ahead and place them in. Do a couple screws there. Okay, and this one, a couple screws here. There we go. Okay, now tighten it down. There it is. Hot to trot, guys. Hot to trot. Look at that. Bam. Right. So, yep. Okay, nice and tight. Nice and tight. There. Okay, that's in there, nice and snug. Nice and snug. Outstanding. One solid piece, nice and tight, nice and snug. The next thing is we can move on to step 4. Here we go, guys, with step 4. And step 4 is kind of obvious. We're going to flip this over, all right, so that way these little stems are facing up, and you're going to stick it right through here. Give it a couple turns, give yourself a little head start, if you can. You turn it with your fingers. Then after that, just go ahead, screw it on down. All right, it should go in, no problem. And you don't want it too tight, but you want it snug. So there's that, nice and snug, okay? It's all nice and snug. With everything nice and snug, we move on to step 5. All right, guys, so with step 5, it's very easy. All they want us to do is make sure that we can move move the knee. So all we have to do now is just make sure that we can move it. All right, and this is awfully tight. Awfully tight. So since it's kind of tight, I'm going to pull back on the screw, and we're going to try again. Okay, still kind of tight, right? So we come back off the screw again, and there it is. One click. And one click there. Outstanding. Okay, and there it is. It's in there, nice and snug. It does turn, all right. And then we gonna be able to. There you go. Put it back straight up again, and now it's straight back up again. Outstanding. All right. So I did loosen this one just slightly, and I also loosened this one. So other than that, I guess you could say it turns, does what it does. It does what it needs to do. So I'm sure once we have all the weight and the metal parts and everything screwed in, we'll have a better cranking ability. But for now, this is all they wanted us to do for step 5. And that is it, guys, for step 5. And that is it for the build here for issue 18. Okay, so we're going to move on and see what else is in this magazine for you guys. And there you have it, guys. Here it is. We have our leg with all the insides. You can see where the knee is. So I'm assuming when we get the next one, if we're lucky, we'll get 4 issues on our next delivery. If I see that those issues are coming in pretty good, then we'll be able to knock out maybe 4 magazines, 4 issues per per the month. But if you get all 4, then that means you only get 1 video a month from this. And but I wouldn't worry because we have other models on the channel, and those get updated throughout the month anyway. So we're still good to go. Other than that, we're gonna move on to what else is in this magazine. They cover the laws of robotics. They show you the Tesla figure, which that's pretty recent. That's pretty recent, at least for the United States side. This is Tesla, so I mean it's kind of weird. But other than that, they got the iRobot and everything on here. The drone, aircraft, the missiles on it. That's pretty cool. Biometrics, that's something that, is still an ever-growing thing, and identifying stuff and things like that with cameras all over the place. And that's good. That's kind of interesting, but then I don't know. There's a lot of speculation in that, and we won't dive into that because we just build models here. We don't make opinions on things. This is just building models, all right? So yeah, and then they got some other stuff in here. Okay, this is kind of interesting, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you're into this kind of stuff, then it's kind of interesting. So sometimes I think this just leads you down a weird rabbit hole. But it's nice to see that people are still trying to invent new technology out there. So that's kind of cool. Alrighty, well, that's it for this magazine, and that's it for our building the legendary cyborg Robocop for issue 18. However, as usual, man, I gotta get going, man. There's other things I gotta go take care of. But hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like. If you haven't yet and you would like to, you can go ahead and share the video. Also, if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. That really helps us out here at the shop. Lets us know that there's somebody out there that's enjoying this at some point, or you just want to know when the next video comes out, or the next short comes out, or whatever we have on our channel. But we do appreciate everybody who does subscribe. We have a lot of things in store for the future of the channel. So sooner or later, there will be possibly maybe some memberships going on, some sweet deals. We're going to try to see if we can open up a little store and be able to sell you a few items that we have here in the shop that you might be interested in that you can't find anywhere else. But that's okay. Don't worry, guys. But anyway, I got to get going. And you guys out there, just keep on modeling. Have a great day.